Huge news coming out of the tennis world. Rafael Nadal has confirmed his retirement. The 22 Grand Slam champion will retire from tennis at the end of the season. He will represent Spain in his final appearance on tour at next month's Davis Cup in Malaga. Nadal's barely played over the past 2 seasons because of injuries and suggested last year that he could retire at the end of the 2024 season. He released a video message on Instagram, and it was a real tearjerker, I have to say. Some great music choice, by the way, from whoever chose it, and it's got Rafa talking, thanking multiple people, really reflecting on his career with some incredible clips of his legendary tennis career, which has just been a pleasure to watch for anyone who's a tennis fan. Anyone who appreciates the sport will be a fan of Nadal in some capacity, whether you're supporting for him or against him. You still will respect what he's done and what he's brought to the sport of tennis, of course. So what he said, a few things that he said. He said, "I'm here to let you know I'm retiring from professional tennis. The reality is that it has been some difficult years, the last two especially. I don't think I've been able to play without limitations." Nadal retires as the second most successful men's singles player of all time, behind rival and someone that I know he respects a lot in Novak Djokovic. Of course, he has been dubbed the king of clay. Nadal won the French Open singles title a record 14 times, winning 112 out of its 116 matches at Roland Garros. He's also won Wimbledon twice, the Australian Open twice, and also the US Open 4 times. He won the Olympic gold in singles and doubles for Spain, and has also helped Spain win the Davis Cup 5 times, most recently in 2019. I mean, this one is going to hurt, I'm telling you now, for a lot of tennis fans, because if you're a tennis fan like myself, and as I've gotten older, I've been less so, but growing up, he was one of the biggest reasons why I really got into tennis. I started watching it because of Federer when I was very small, but he won so much. He just won so much all the time, and I wanted an underdog to come through. And Andy Roddick would keep on getting beaten at Wimbledon, and I'm from the UK and I'm British, and Nadal came along, and he played him in 2 straight finals, and he got closer. There's a straight set loss. There's like a straight set loss, then a 4-set loss, and then he obviously beat him in 5. And it was one of those matches where in 2008, I mean, it's got to be up there as one of the, if not the greatest match of all time, that 2008 Wimbledon final. I mean, it's just so iconic, and he's the one that came out, of course, on the right end of it to win his first Wimbledon title. I don't think a lot of people would have thought he'd only go on to win it one more time, but he's had a phenomenal career. Definitely has been plagued by injuries, I think we have to be honest, of course, and that's been really unfortunate. And I think, it's pretty sad that he's had to retire because his body is telling him no, rather than him being able to retire on his own circumstances. And obviously, a similar thing happened with Federer and his knee, and with Murray as well. And I guess these great players, they're going to go as long as they can because they're just so good. They have such an appetite for competition, for tennis, to go out and compete, that actually they tend to go on as long as they can until really their body is breaking down potentially. But it's been such a star-studded, I mean, it's been an unbelievable career for Rafa, and he will be sorely missed, no doubt, as Roger Federer will be as well, of course, and has been, and we'll be saying the same thing when Novak retires, right? And we don't know when that will be, but this is another step towards that new era that people were talking about. It is inevitable that it's going to happen, and it's really sad. I'm almost like choking up about it, but I don't know. I mean, growing up, that's what I knew, and this new era coming through is great and it's exciting. But at the same time, these guys are the greatest to ever hold a tennis racket, in Novak, in Rafa, in Roger, and it's extremely sad to see them go. I think that's fair to say, right? So let's see what the future holds for Nadal as well. It'd be great to see him still involved in tennis in some capacity. I don't know if he will be or not. I mean, it'd be great to see him as a coach, maybe. I mean, can you imagine him coaching, say, Alcaraz? That would be amazing. If we saw something like that, or I don't know, getting involved in punditry or whatever else it might be. Maybe he'll be like a Pete Sampras, and you barely ever see him, and he becomes more secluded, or an Agassi where doesn't really isn't super involved in tennis for a few years and then kind of gets involved in it later down the line. I don't know, but or maybe he's like a Roger and he'll be super hands on. I have no idea. We'll see. But what's exciting is that we still have at least we'll still see him in two different capacities. So we should still see him, and he hasn't said he's not going to play it. The Six Kings Slam exhibition in Saudi. So you'll see him for at least one match there. And also, of course, the Davis Cup, where, according to the Spain captain, Ferrer, he said that he is planning to play both Nadal and Alcaraz in singles. So we should see him also in singles, potentially in a doubles, maybe with Alcaraz. I'm not sure. But let me know down below your thoughts on Rafa's retirement. I'm assuming you're very sad about it, as am I, of course. And what's your favorite memory? Maybe post below your favorite memory of Rafael Nadal. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you in the next video.